Hello everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of the Save Slot 3 Gamescast. I am your host, EOF Gizmo, joined this week by Massive Daz.
Hello, everyone.
And Mr. C.W. Lanky.
Hi, Dave.
Boys, I've got a cold. The old wars are happening all over the world. But luckily, we've got video games. So let's start the show. What should we start the show with? Let's start the show with the Pengals news desk, and then we can do what we played, and then we'll do the games of the month. So, it's time for some news.
It's 5 items of news.
Bakers does N.
Yes, it is. So, first bit of news. So, IGN's been having FanFest. They've announced a bunch of stuff, but the list could be a mile long, and Craig doesn't care about a He-Man video game. That looks like it's from the Mega Drive era. But what he might care about is Red Octane Games have announced Stage Tour, a brand new rhythm action game, which with musical instruments peripherals. Guitar Hero is coming back, Craig, and I know you're a fan of that game.
Yeah, although I do kind of wish they would just because are they doing drums as well? Is that what they're doing? Is it
I
gonna be everything?
think so. Yeah, I think it's everything.
I do wonder if they'd be better served just focusing on like one to start with. You know what I mean?
Just do guitars to start
Just
with.
do guitar. That's what started it all off last time, wasn't it? That's what, brought that success. I do wonder if they'd be better served just focusing on something like that to start. I did quickly watch the trailer. It does look like Guitar Hero. Although the actual like little bit of like the graphics and the concert and that the art style did look a bit odd to me, a bit strange, and yeah, I didn't know if there was some music going on, but it didn't sound like licensed music to me. I didn't recognise it anyway, so I do wonder, is there going to be licensed music in it? What we're doing here? I don't know.
Yeah, because can they get the licensed music and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
that's going to be spenny, isn't it? And then the old thing where you run out, the license runs out, and then your game's dead essentially unless you pay.
Yeah, that could be a thing. And then also, it could be obviously in this day and age, a plastic guitar, a plastic drum set, a plastic microphones from the picture. It could also be pretty spendy, couldn't they, Dave?
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right there, Pinky. They've said in this thing that it's going to be guitar, bass, drums, and vocals again. So, but it can also expand the controls. It can include keyboard, mouse, and standard controllers. So that's fun. I kind of agree with what you guys have said. I've just watched the trailer because to be honest with you, I hadn't paid any attention. It does look like Rock Band, Guitar Hero, but I don't know. It's another one of these revivals that's like they were really great for a very short period of time, but there is also reasons why they died and haven't come back. So, I mean, I'd love to sit here and say absolutely great. University and college dorms around the world, Crigo, are going to be full of plastic instruments again, like they were when I went to uni. But equally, we live in a very different world, don't we? But yeah, if the track list is good, then it will do okay. But as Craig has said, it started off being guitar songs with guitar licks, and as soon as they added Coldplay, funnily enough, it got worse, and no one wanted it. But there we go. Also, Craig would love a He-Man beat 'em up, so I don't know why you've thrown shade.
It's the only other game it's the only other game I could actually remember that was shown at FanFest, to be honest.
I have the power.
You have the power. Who might not have the power anymore? We got bad news, guys. Is with Nacon. So on the 20th of February 2026, Nacon announced the situation with his majority shareholder Big Ben Interactive, which following an unexpected late refusal by its banking pool, was unable to make its partial remake of its bond loan to bondholders, is significantly affect its own properties. The company has indicated its occasion is liquidating situation required if the rapid implementation of financial restructuring with creditors in insured thing. So they've filed for insolvency, Nacon, and the best of it, they were supposed to have a Nacon Direct on the 4th of March, which is 2 days away, and that has now been delayed to May. So obviously, Nacon is a pretty big publisher from France. They did the RoboCop game that I really liked last year, but obviously they did pump a lot of money into Test Drive a year or two ago, but it's actually Big Ben that owns them. Haven't paid people for some reason, Dave.
Yeah, well, Acorn's a funny one because they also make controllers as stuff as well. If you remember, I got sent a Xbox controller by
Yeah,
them
there's
once.
a new one just come out called the Nikon Revolution X Unlimited, apparently. It's like
Yes.
200 quid, but yeah, there we go.
Yes, and obviously they used to make the WRC games that I played quite a lot, and then EA bought the license, did nothing with it, and then Nikon were forced to make Test Drive Next instead. But yeah, not good news because they are one of the better AA publishers. Really, like I said, you got RoboCop and obviously the WRC games I mentioned.
Yeah, they made the Terminator game, so they might have lots of people who've used that IP recently, but yeah.
Yeah, and obviously it's a very expensive license, stuff like RoboCop and Terminator. Yeah, I feel like Big Ben used to be a developer. I'm gonna have to look this up now, aren't I?
Yeah. They used to make the really bad cricket games and stuff, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
They did. But yeah, that's sad times.
Yeah, so sad times. Craig, any thoughts on Nikon and that? We don't like them because they're French.
Well, I'm not quite as anti-French as Mr. Davis.
They do make good rally games, the French, though. They're Man Eden Studios, so we'll allow it.
Yeah.
I'm just looking on their Wikipedia page, and they pump out a lot of games in fairness to me, a lot more than I ever realised. But I've got to say, I think I'm all the way back to 2020 now, and I've not found one that I've played. So
they did publish Cannon Spike, Pengy.
Nice.
That was their first game. So
I was thinking City. They did Pengy back in 2000.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, it's really Nikon's the problem. It's obviously majority shareholder Big Ben is following unexpected late refusal by its banking. I'm like, why are they not banking? And then it goes on. Its available assets do not allow it to meet its due liberties. Value isn't enough to keep it operating right now. So yeah.
I just love that they keep pumping out. I'm looking. They keep these handball games. I don't even know. Is handball a sport that needs a game? Like,
I think
every sport needs a game.
There's like 15 of them they've done by the looks of this. So I mean, I'm guessing people must have been buying them. But
yeah, they're probably quite popular.
They make the Tour de France games as well.
Yeah, and they make the rugby games. I think they stick to like niche games that sell in niche areas, right? Because the WRC games are probably their biggest sort of franchise for a while. I know they did the Sherlock Holmes games that were quite successful for a little bit, if you remember. Obviously a couple of Warhammer games in here as well.
They did I Love My Little Boy and I Love My Little Girl on the 3DS. Just quickly followed up by I Love My Horse on the 3DS. 7 days later, back in December 2000.
Yeah, and they've got Big Ant who did the cricket games. They're quite decent. So yeah, but yeah, it's always sad to see another publisher go because. Then we're going to get less games
at the moment, and they've moved their like their showcase.
They published Gollum, Craigo. They published Gollum.
Oh, I saw that. And there's Us as another one. Pengy was excited about that last year, weren't you?
Yeah. So they do, publish a lot of games and some good things. And there's like Weird Focus Home are French as well, and I think they're doing pretty well. As sort of
can be only one.
Yeah, the only one. Only one of them. Actually, I don't know where Kepler Interactive's from, because obviously they published Expedition 33. I don't know where they're from. So there we go. Talking about showcases, though, the Nikon one might have been delayed, but what we did have, though, this sort of week just gone, we had a Pokemon Presents. There's a lot of mobile rubbish in there, so we won't talk about that. But, Craig, we had a Game Boy jukebox announced. Which you could, it's a Game Boy where you put in the cartridges with 45 cartridges with music and stuff on. So that was announced.
That's all right.
They know how to milk their audience.
That is already sold out.
They know
by
the
way.
sickos
Already sold out.
That are going to buy that sort of thing, and yeah, they know how to
easy money.
Dry,
easy money.
Yeah. Yes. That. And then we also got Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. That's coming to the GameCube NSO on the Switch 2 in March, Dave.
Huge. Can't wait.
Huge.
Legitimately excited. A game that's, £150 to buy? So that...
And a bit more, Dave.
Well, last time I
And a
looked,
bit
last
more.
time I looked, it was £150. So like, we joke, but like having that and that Fire Emblem game that I played last month, the £35 I pay is more than paid off, right? The GameCube games alone at the moment are like, yeah, that's fine. Like I'll actually play this. Play it in handheld as well, Pengy. Oh, it's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Hard games, Craigo. Hard, slightly more adult aiming Pokemon games. Great stuff. Great stuff.
It is great stuff. Then we also got Pokemon Champions, which is coming April, Craig. So if you got all your Pokemon in your Pokemon home, you can then transfer them to Pokemon Champions and then battle it out online with all your Pokemon that you've trained. Trained all your Pokemon, Craig, ready for Pokemon Champions?
No.
No, he hasn't. What about you, Dave? Have you trained all your Pokemon
Well,
for
I've
Pokemon
trained a
Champions?
lot of my Pokemon, Pengy, but all of them's the stretch. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what this actually is when it comes out because it's free.
This is going to be Pokemon Stadium, isn't it? But
Yeah, but
obviously
I'm
in
always a little bit
2026.
I'm always a little bit worried when the Pokemon Company put anything out that they claim is free because it's going to have like some sort of like monthly subscription or because Home isn't free, for example. Home you have to pay for.
No.
So I'm
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic because I like the idea of being able to take all of my Pokemon from my other games and just sort of have a roaming competitive Pokemon team on my Switch and my phone. Like if you told me this 15 years ago, I'd have been losing my mind. But like at 35, I'm kind of like, am I really going to play this? But again, we'll see what it actually is when it comes out. But it's good to know that it's coming in April.
And I guess the other problem is there's gotta be a meta in this
Oh
game,
yeah,
like,
but
pretty
that's what
like,
patches and stuff are for, right?
yeah, but obviously there's already like the competitive scene. I remember it used to like everyone had a Garchomp or something was like the thing on the team
Yeah.
and stuff like that because of the stats and stuff like that. So let's go, and then I guess you got to patch all the games and stuff. Yeah, so I don't know what happens there. And then the big news is Pokemon Wind and Waves is coming 2027 on the Switch 2, and this is Pokemon Gen 10, Davey.
Yeah, a lot to unpack from this. First of all, I love the Mr. Wavy Chew, Mrs. Windy Chew, whatever, which way around it is. Jimmy Buffett, Margaritaville, Holiday Camper, Pikachu. So that was quite fun. But yeah, I think the most encouraging thing you can take from this is that one, they're actually taking the time to make it. It's not been rushed out, and two, it's Switch 2 exclusive. And generally speaking, the Pokemon Company, for all of their faults, don't usually lie in their trailers. So, like, if you go back and watch the trailers to Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, they're choppy. There's pop-in. There's frames per second. Whereas this looks fairly smooth. So I'm optimistic. I'm looking forward to it, Pengy. But I'm also really happy that they're taking the time and not rushing it out this year.
Craig, your thoughts on Pokemon Winds and Waves coming in 2027?
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty cool. In all honesty, it's quite a nice looking art style. They showed the starters, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know which one was my favourite. The fire one looked cool, but then the fire one's always one that everyone goes for, isn't it? So it's like
It's cool until it stands up,
boring.
and then everyone hates it.
And if it doesn't stand up, that's the problem.
I like the angry
Oh,
chicken,
you're gonna go
Grego. The angry chicken was
Is
a
it
bit
going
of
on
me.
2 legs, is it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, they haven't announced it, but they always do. Like when they had the
Yeah.
cute cat. Remember the cute cat? That turns into Hulk Hogan, doesn't it? To be fair, so.
Yeah, that one's not too
But
bad.
yeah,
It's
remember
like,
the pig that stands up and the chicken that stands up, but.
Yeah.
God, that might be its downfall there. The whole game.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3,
yeah,
so we'll have to each pick one, won't we, Craig? That's the thing. Save slot 3
so
challenge.
I think the gecko's just going to turn into like a bigger lizard type thing. So I'm hopefully. So that's the one I might go for.
Nice.
They showed there's some underwater stuff as
They
well
did.
by the looks of it.
Yeah.
You could go underwater, diving, something like that. I assume.
Which
That
was in the
pretty
leak. In the leak, sorry. In the leak, you put on like a diver suit and went in.
Mm.
So the leak seems pretty accurate.
Cool. Yeah.
7 out of 10, too much water.
Yeah, that looked cool. No voice acting in the trailer, as far as I tell.
No.
Yeah.
Do we really think they're going to do
Because,
voice acting? Do we really
They
think they're going
need to,
to?
don't they, Davey? They need to, mate.
They're gonna do it in the 22 languages. The Pokemon Company. I don't think they are. I'd love to be wrong. What someone made a really interesting point as well is if they're not gonna do like actual voice acting, do something. Like even if it's like the bloody Sims, like it's just
Oh, no, I'd
weird.
rather nothing than that.
No, it's so weird. Like, go back and watch the intro to like Pokemon Sword and Shield, but they're like in a stadium, and it's just silence, and they're supposed to be like an announcer being like, "And welcome," you know what I mean? Like they did in Pokemon Stadium on the N64. Do that at least.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
the weird thing about
we'll
the
say.
ZA start, because that was all quite like, felt like
Yeah,
it was
no.
going to be a little bit more cinematic, and it was just...
They should have done it. It's just
Yeah.
I have no faith in them doing it. I'd love to be wrong. I'd love them to load it up and it'd be like, even if, like you said, your character doesn't have to speak, but like if they're gonna have like the professor be like, "Oh, well, that'd be cool." I'm hopeful.
Yeah, the little gym trainers or whatever they're
Right,
called
get
could
Jennifer
speak
English
shortly.
in there and Ben Starr and all the other average
Yeah, it doesn't need
Nola
to, it
North.
doesn't need to be...
No,
doesn't need to be
I
all
want
voice acted,
all of
does
it, Craigo.
Just needs to be the characters, someone narrating the start, maybe that would be cool, wouldn't it? Like, just something to push it on a bit in that sense.
This is the monkey's
I think
paw,
that's
though,
the one
Craigo.
thing everyone was waiting for in that trailer. Everyone was like, "Oh, are we gonna get it?" And
No,
almost the silence spoke volumes.
Yeah, the monkey's paw is all going to be in Japanese. That'd be funny. Go like it hurts you the way Yakuza does.
Yeah,
Just do Japanese with subtitles. That'd be great. But
Yes, that would.
What about you, Pengi? You excited?
Yeah, pretty excited. We haven't got anything for the Switch 2 until next year now, though.
Why have you got to be negative, Pengi?
Oh, yeah. Just want to
negative.
get it in there.
Negative.
Just want to get in. No. It's,
have they announced what's like the difference between wind and waves?
at the moment, all we got is the hats are different from the trainers. So winds, they got like a cowboy hat, and waves, they got a baseball hat.
Also, by the way, there wasn't in the trailer, but if you watch the trailer again, the backpacks have got this like thing on the side, and then in all the official shots they're holding them. I think they're hoverboards. I think you'll be hoverboarding around instead of bicycles. I think you'll be hoverboarding around the swampy area, and that'd be sick. Bonus points if they do tricks, but it won't happen. But you can dream. I want to do an ollie for no reason over an oddish ollie.
Yeah, that would be pretty good, especially after like making Pokemon that were bikes last time. That would seem much more sensible having hoverboards.
You're right.
Yeah.
Talking hoverboards, that'd be again another monkey's paw. It does. What was the one from Skyward Sword that wouldn't shut the fuck up, Pengi? What was she called?
Fee.
That's the monkey paw. It's fully voice acted, but it's just the hoverboard going, "You are 6 meters away from the Poke Center." That'd be great. Let's do it. I'm all in.
Yeah, we're all in for that. But are you all in for the next news item? So I think so. We got new rumors that actually leaked sort of yesterday or today. So Corey's Ball's new game is apparently going to get announced this year. I'm going to say it's going to get announced at the Game Awards. Paying so that's this year. Jeff likes a big game. Is it a new IP and isn't sci-fi? But we kind of heard that. What his quote was, it's like a new IP, and a lot of people thought it was going to be God of War, but in like Egypt or something like that. But the new rumor is we're getting a prequel, and we're going to probably play as Faye, Kratos' wife, from God of War, the Norse games, Davey.
Well, I love Deborah Ann Wall as much as the next man, Craigo. But do we need another God of War prequel after the one that's just come out that no one liked?
Yeah. Plus, there's also going to be. You'd think it would be Norse again.
I'd be so disappointed if it's another God of War game, because they've been bigging up this like sci-fi game, haven't they? All the influencers have been talking about this like new IP and something interesting. But if it's just another God of War game, I'll be like, oh, come on, do something else. I'm sure it'll be good, but I'm like, oh, come on.
At least in Egypt, obviously, would have different. You go fight Ra and stuff like that, instead. But yeah, it's like if it's Norse again and stuff like that. The rumors also is going to be more action combat. People were saying Devil May Cry, but did they just forget what God of War 1, 2, 3 and that played?
Yes, Pengi. No one remembers Sparse.
No remembers that. So yeah, and then it's supposed to be coming early 2027. Then it makes me think if that's coming early, what's late 2027? I'm guessing Intergalactic maybe it's late 2027 PlayStation game, and that would be your 2 PlayStation games next year. Dave, God of War prequel and Intergalactic, and you'll be happy with it.
God,
Uh,
two games you potentially play as women with swords with some sort of vengeance against someone that's died. I suspect in third person
well, I don't know
for
what
£70
Faye, because obviously Faye
against her
is, like,
people. Revenge against the giants that all got murdered. Pengy, I remember the story of
Oh
that
yeah,
game.
yeah.
And
There we go,
Craig's
yeah.
not even played Ragnarok, so he doesn't even realise that Faye is played by the very attractive Deborah Ann Wool. I've just
Yeah,
realised this. Do you know who Deborah Ann Wool
yeah.
is, Craig?
No.
She was the woman in the Daredevil series. You watched any of the Daredevil series that was on Netflix? You know, the hot ginger girl?
Oh, God, I might have watched the first.
And she was in
No, I didn't.
She was in True
No,
Blood.
I didn't watch
She
it.
was really, she was very watchable in True Blood, Craig. You'd be a fan. If you Google it, you'll be a fan.
Okay.
But yeah, play Ragnarok.
Yeah, but you might not have to play that first because this could be a prequel, Craig. So, thoughts on all the God of War stuff and all these rumours? Or you just going, it's rumours, we'll wait until we see it wherever we see it?
Well, they sound like pretty substantial rumours at this point, Pengy, I think.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I saw Nate the Hate originally start tweeting it, and I think it seems to have grown more and more legs, and more people seem to be saying, yeah, I heard this like before, but didn't want to say anything and all that. So, can confirm Deborah Ann Wool is an attractive woman.
There we
I've
go.
just looked
I
at it.
knew you'd be a fan, Craig. I knew you'd be a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interest because do you think we're gonna get to the point where maybe we keep getting these Horizons spin-offs
yeah.
and stuff,
The
and now we're
Horizon
getting
point.
a God of War's stuff they've got coming, and I know there's only been 2 proper Last of Us games, but they've remastered and remade them, haven't they? And it almost feels a bit like then if you add that Insomniac's just gonna be making Marvel stuff to the end of time. Is that just going to be your 4 pillars of PlayStation? Is that worrying for you, Pengy, as like the main PlayStation guy?
Yeah, but I would say that's like, if there's sort of like God of War Horizon, something Naughty Dog, and what was the other, like Marvel, it's like, it's thing, but then I think like, like look at Nintendo, I think Mario,
What if,
Zelda,
Pengy,
Pokemon.
I
what
knew
if
this was
what if
coming,
we
by the
don't
way.
look at Nintendo?
I knew
What
that
if
was
we just look
coming.
at PlayStation? Well, if we
Yeah,
just focus on,
but,
instead of
yeah.
turning this into PlayStation versus Nintendo, what if we just went, right?
Yeah, see, it doesn't, that doesn't really bother me, as long as you still get a few mixed things in, but, like we're getting, like Astrobot, if you get an old Astrobot mixed in and stuff like that with your God of Wars and your Saroses and things like that, I think that's perfectly fine if, like, the big 4 studios go and make those, those same game, and then the one slightly below them make, Astrobot 2, what I don't know, not unlikely Saros 2 because they don't really make sequels, Housemarque sort of thing, but they go do something else and things like that. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I just think it's especially as long as the quality stays where it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that obviously helps it. If the quality starts dropping and suddenly you're like, well,
We've
which I
God of
guess
War.
we've maybe started to see a little bit with like Horizon, with like the Lego one and that. You're like, well,
Yeah, and you could say Ghost of the Sons of Sparta. But the thing with God of War is, like, I think, obviously you new to the series, you've only really thought, oh, it's God of War and God of War Ragnarok. David tell you, it's like 6 or 7, even more than that, of like the Greek games. They were pumping them out all the time. So it's no different than they did before, and it worked before with the Greek games. If they're doing another Norse one, it's just where do you go? I've done a prequel. Where do you go from there? A sequel would still make sense of Kratos going to Egypt because Atreus has wandered off to Egypt for some reasons, and I know something like gets back to Kratos. Oh no, Raz got him or something, and then you have to go on an adventure and save him or something like that. So you can do sequels in different places and that sort of thing. So there's stuff you could do. And same with Naughty Dog. If their next game's Intergalactic, do they do Intergalactic 2 or do they do some do a new a game after that? So who knows? Who knows?
Indeed.
But what we do know is Bluepoint won't be making any games, Davey.
They won't.
And apparently they reportedly pitched a God of War remake, which Sounds also a bit fishy. Apparently, Sony quite liked it, and now we're getting a team at Santa Monica now making a God of War remake trilogy. So that's a bit of a one. A Ghost of Tsushima spin-off, okay, and a Bloodborne remake. And then there's been rumours today that Sony actually didn't mind the idea of a Bloodborne remake. From Software put the kibosh on the Bloodborne remake, Davey.
Yeah, obviously, as it's been well reported, Sony could have overridden FromSoft. They just don't want to upset Miyazaki.
No.
But yeah, again, we talked about it last week. There's plenty of things they could have done. It's too good a studio to go, really, but they have gone, and so we'll stay with our third-person action games.
Yes. We will. Craig, any thoughts? Should they have upset From Software and made Bloodborne remake?
I don't know, because it would just print money, isn't it? And it is
Yeah.
like every single state of play or whatever it is they're called, or the showcases whenever they do them, and in every 10
Everyone
years, whatever it
hates
is.
remakes and remasters until it's Bloodborne.
Everyone wants Bloodborne. Everyone even just wants like a
Yeah,
updated.
they just
like,
want it in
version.
60 frames. They don't even really care about it being 4K or anything like that. Just have it
Yeah.
in 60 frames.
So I'm guessing you didn't play Bloodborne back in day, Penguin.
I
'cause it
did,
would've
and I
been-
did not get far at all.
I think
I
we
know,
played.
I imagine now you would feel like you would want to play it and
Yeah.
would get far.
Yeah, I
But
think.
you're clinging on to the idea that you're going to get something one day, I imagine.
Yeah. So now, if I wanted to play it, I would have to go back and play it in 30 frames a second. Grey.
Do you think that's a deal breaker for you, or can you just go
No,
back and do it?
I think I can most really go back and do it. And obviously, playing on the Pro, there is the PS4 like boost option. Obviously, that doesn't boost frame rates, but it might make it look a little bit better and stuff like that, sort of thing. But then counter Outlet obviously is like you've got to time your dodges and stuff like that, and then obviously being at like a higher frame rate, makes that like the PC modding emulators and stuff. We got it like higher and things like that because it supposedly makes you better and sort of thing. And obviously all the like Souls games that I've played are all been at 60 frames a second. Like Elden Ring, that's how I played it. Stellar Blade, Neo 3, all that stuff. Lies of P, that sort of thing. Then going back to 30 in a game like that. It's not like Life is Strange, for instance, where doesn't matter what the frame rate is in that because you're not really doing anything, are you? Like action-wise, sort of thing.
Yeah. From don't really have a history of doing remasters, remakes of their games, do they themselves? I was just thinking, do you think they certainly do
no, because
themselves?
they have remastered Dark Souls before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there some hope that maybe one day they'll do it themselves?
Yeah,
Work
possibly.
PlayStation themselves and do it?
Yeah.
They just didn't want Bluepoint doing it.
Yeah, possibly, but then like Demon Souls remake is most probably unless they thought that was not very good, maybe. I don't know what Miyazaki and From think or something like that. Maybe they didn't think that was very good, and that's why.
Yeah, potentially.
I'm gonna actually add one in here because talking Bluepoint. So there's also rumors that PlayStation are like stopping like PC support for the single player games, and we actually had that quite a while ago, and then it's like broke out this sort of week because Jason Schreier said that or something on his podcast, and he's like, "Oh, I shouldn't say something." Yeah, I got like an article coming up. Come back to my article, like sort of thing, and then others have mentioned stuff like that. Obviously, Bluepoint was like the remake team that PlayStation bought and going to get them to make, new content, and obviously never. What happens to Nixis, Dave? Because obviously they bought them to do PC ports. If you're not porting stuff to PC, what do you do with the team that makes PC ports?
Well, you close them down, Benji. That's what will happen, wouldn't it? Seems like
or
a
do
crazy decision to stop making PC games now you've already established that you do and bought a team to do so. But I'm guessing they didn't sell very well. That would be my guess.
Yeah, apparently they've dropped off like a cliff. Like the first ones of all, like the first God of War sold well, Spider-Man sold well. I think both Last of Us did pretty well, but like Spider-Man 2 and stuff fell off, and they're on like the new like head guy at PlayStation that's actually in Japan, and obviously like did the Japanese only PS5 and stuff like that. He's like on about like the brands, stuff like that, and like there's a really small percentage of like what PCs bringing in for PlayStation. So I guess thing. Obviously, they're still doing PC games in Horizon Hunters Gathering, which is multiplayer. Marathon, that's multiplayer. Kena is a first party published game and funded, but obviously that's still coming to PC as well. So do Nixes just help on like multiplayer stuff? So when Fair Games comes out, Nixes has done the PC port of that.
Oh,
Is that what you do with Nixes?
they're probably on Gummy Bears. That's probably what they're doing, right, Craigo?
Yeah, they're doing the PC port of Gummy Bears. Yeah.
Getting that ready for you, Pengi.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Who knows?
Now,
Pengy? Who knows?
Yeah, who does? I just thought, is it like, what do you do with a team that?
Well, you close them down.
Like the whole
if you're not going to use them, you close them down.
Yeah.
It's not controversial. I think that's pretty sensible.
Yeah.
If you don't drink milk anymore, you don't buy milk. So
No. There we go.
What do you think of them if they stop putting as many games on their PC, Pengi?
It's a weird one because obviously I've been looking at buying a gaming PC and that, and I was just like, especially with next gen as well. It's like, the PS6 is going to be really expensive. I don't need an Xbox because everything's an Xbox. I just get a PC. It's going to play all the Xbox games. It's going to get the PlayStation games eventually. It'll get God of War prequel Norse game or something. I can wait 12 months to play it on PC. But if they're now gone back to totally exclusives, I'm gonna have to get a PS6, aren't I? For instance, like I've had to get a Switch 2 because the Nintendo games are only on there. If the PlayStation games are only on the PlayStation, so in some ways, not picking on PC, it's like just worked. Bear, for instance, that's me an example.
Yeah, it's interesting because you say you assume that all these games picking on PC is doing well and making loads of money and that, but as I think these systems, we're going to see less and less big differences per the gens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at it and going, well, why am I buying this gen then? And more people move to PC.
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah,
it's
just
keeping
the
it off
same
of
thing. Why
PC
am I
and
buying?
being like, right, if you want to play Last of Us 3, you're buying a bloody PlayStation or you ain't playing it.
Yeah, it's like, why am I buying this £800 PS6 or something? Like, I can go, I can buy a PC, and I've also got all the third-party games, all the Xbox games. I can do other stuff on it. I could, you can upgrade it if I wanted to in 2 years' time, change the graphic card and all that malarkey, sort of thing. But it's like, yeah, if Last of Us Part 3 is only on that PS6, there you go. And that is all the news, unless anyone's got anything to add.
No news, Pengu. Perfect. Well, before we get to Games of March, which is obviously just going to be a list of games for Craig, let's talk about what we've been buying and playing. So, I'll go first because obviously my throat is always a problem. In terms of pickups, Craigo, the only thing I've bought is a PlayStation 5 controller. Now, you may be wondering, which one? I bought the Genshin Impact controller because it was quite pretty, and I kind of figure it's going to be worth some money in like a month when it sells out. But I basically sold my black one for this one because I don't need 3 controllers. But it's a very pretty controller, I must say. It's very, very nice. That's my one purchase. In terms of what I've been playing on that PlayStation, so Craigo, I went through my my boxes and I was like, right, what freaking games are in these boxes? Because I need to start moving some stuff out. Whether I move away or not at this point, who knows? But like, I need to clean some stuff up. So I've had some old 360 games and some Xbox One games, and I had a few PS5 games. So I was like, right, I'm going to try them and see if I like any of them, and then if I don't, I'll sell them. The first one that was Forspoken. So I played about 2 hours of Forspoken, and yeah, it's not very good. The character's awful, the writing's terrible, and the gameplay was kind of clunky. So that's gone. I wouldn't recommend it. It's very cheap. I think you can find it for a couple of quid on most sites now. But yeah, it's not one I would rush out and waste your time on, to be honest with you, Craigo. But another game in that pile that is absolutely worth your time is the first PS5 game I bought in whenever I got my PS5 in like 2020, and that's Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. which I've played a little bit of. Looks great, runs great. Enjoying what I've played of it so far. Yeah, I think you've both played it, right? You've both played Devil May Cry 5?
Yep.
Yeah. You played it, Pengy?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, it's good. It's the RE engine, right? It's great, as I'm sure you guys are going to talk to when we get to you. But yeah, it's still, even then, it's a fantastic looking engine. Really fun game. I do hope we get another Devil May Cry soon. But yeah, I intend to finish this one. I'm playing it on normal. I'm not very good at these types of games. But yeah, it's really enjoyable. The only other game on PS5 I'm playing is still The Wolf Among Us. I'm actually on, this is one for the kids, it's 67 trophy days in a row now. 212 trophies in 67 days in a row. Can we get to 80, Pengy? Can we get to 80?
Good.
But yeah, that's PlayStation.
What's the record? So someone's got like.
I reckon there's people that have,
800 days
that
in a row
have
or
never
something.
stopped. They've got one every day since they first started playing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of fun. It's always a good, like, not excuse, but like after a long day, it's nice to come home and just put on a game and play it until you get a trophy. That's all I've been really doing, like playing a couple of levels here, and it's worked. I've got through quite a few games that way this year, so I've been quite enjoying it. But yeah, and then on to Nintendo. I haven't played anything on Xbox this week or PC. On Nintendo, so before we got the leaked announcement of Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, I actually started playing Pokemon TCG on the Game Boy NSO, Craig. Now, if you don't know what TCG is, it's the trading card game. It's a full RPG that was on the Game Boy, and back in the day, I'd never played it much because it was actually quite difficult. It's just the original card game in like you go around, get your 8 badges, beat the full bosses, all that stuff, and it's fun. It's a really fun game. It works really well in a handheld game from 20 years ago. And I played like 4 or 5 hours of it. It was good. Kicked my ass a little bit, but it was fun. And then I played Mario Tennis Fever. I finished the adventure mode, which again took about 4 hours, and now I've started on the challenge mode, the single player challenge mode, and there's 3 towers, and I think there's 100 challenges on each. And there's some cool stuff in there. There's a lot of content. There really is a lot of content, and some of it's quite difficult so far. But yeah, I'm just trying to get through that. And obviously, I played a couple of online games. I've been railed pretty constantly, but we'll get there in the end. Once my rank gets low enough that I play against everyone else who's bad like me, I'll get the odd win. And then the main game I've been playing, as I'm sure Pengy will possibly talk about, is Pokemon Fire Red. So Pokemon Fire Red, for context, my history of Pokemon, Gen 3 is the gen that I never really played. So I did own Leaf Green and I did own Pokemon Emerald, but if you remember, Pengy, if you put these games into a DS or DS Lite at the bottom when you had Pokemon Diamond, Pearl or Platinum in the top, there would be different Pokemon that would spawn within the Safari Zone, and you could transfer Pokemon from them that way with only one machine. So when I was playing Pokemon Pearl in 2006, I bought a box copy of Emerald and a box copy of Leaf Green. Both cost about £15 at the time. I remember it well. Never played them beyond getting the starters to move over, and then they just stayed in the bottom of the DS when I played the Safari Center. I think it would be like 20 Pokemon that would appear. So I've never actually played any of the Gen 3 games. I didn't play Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and I didn't play Fire Red and Leaf Green of any context. So it's my first time playing it. It's obviously remakes of the original games, but there's lots of content at the end. There's the Sevi Islands and all that. So I'm playing it. I'm actually about 6 hours in. Really enjoying it. It's just a comfortable game. Like, I love the Kanto Pokemon games. I know them like the back of my hand. I know all the Pokemon. I know what they are. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not having to look up charts. It's an older game. It doesn't tell you when moves are super effective, which is great. It means you actually have to remember stuff instead of like walking through it, autopilot. There's no XP share, or if there is later in the game, it's not the same. So you have to do the old-fashioned, put your worst one at the front, pull him out, send in someone else to do the job. And I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to play it really thoroughly. I'm trying to beat every trainer. I'm using Pokemon I don't usually use, so I'm not like breezing through the game. Like, I'm actually having a little bit of challenge, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a perfect play in bed game. The new ROMs they've made for this, really, really good. It's not just a GBA ROM they've chucked in. They've done some work on it. They've added a lot of event Pokemon stuff. So, because I know Craig's only really played the newer Pokemon games. In the newer Pokemon games, when there's a quote-unquote event Pokemon, they just kind of go, yeah, you can download Torchic, or you can download Mewtwo, or whatever. Whereas in the older games, it's much more like sort of like the side missions in ZA when they did them. You know, like the Mewtwo one where you go to like the dungeon and there's like an NPC that tells you stuff. There's like a story and then you do the battle. that's what the event Pokemon used to be. You used to have to go to an event, usually in Japan. They'd install it on your game, and then you had it. So this is the first time in 20 years that you've been able to get these event Pokemon. So I'm quite looking forward to getting to them because I've never done them. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's funny because it's like I'm absolutely, as Craig said earlier, like I'm the absolute Nintendo whale at this point. They could have charged 35 quid for this, and I would have bought it. They charged 17 without hesitation. I bought it, and I will get my £17 worth out, and I will enjoy it. It is. I know it's a 20-year-old game. It's really fun. It hasn't stopped in 20 years, so I am really enjoying it. But yeah, that's what I've played this week. Should we have Craig go next, as he's about to talk for a long time?
Yeah.
As for me, I'm trying to remember now because it's been a while since we podied, wasn't it? We didn't talk about what we played last week,
We
did
did
we?
not.
I've played more of Hyrule Warriors. I think I'm on chapter 4 now.
Hell yeah.
I think I'm about 15 or 16 hours in. I've been doing pretty much everything. So I have been doing all the little side battles, and you get your territory up, and you got to defend your territory and all that jazz. I've been doing all of those little battles as well. Quite enjoying that. Just, again, it is the in-bed one. It's very chill. And then mainly, since we last spoke about this, I've just been playing Yakuza 0, boys,
Hell yeah.
which was on the backlog challenge. And I've now finished Yakuza 0.
Ooh.
So I've given myself another little tick for that. So that is
Nice.
2 out of
Two for you.
2 out of 5 now. And obviously one of the other ones is Hyrule Warriors. So I'm plodding away on that as well. It's very good, Yakuza 0. It starts very slow, I think. Like I said, I think it's because they got to set the dual protagonists up for each one. But I did find that once it gets going, it does definitely get going. The story's very good. I found I did a lot of the side quests early. I kind of like front loaded a lot of them. That's just how I happened to like walk into them essentially. And I would just do them when I found them. Which meant that like the middle and end bit of the game, it almost felt quite linear in the way I was playing it, because it was just like going from one main chapter mission to the next one, which gave it some pretty good momentum in all honesty. So yeah, I ended up very much enjoying Yakuza 0, and then the only other bits and pieces I've been playing, so I was waiting for my Resident Evil to come. I was like, well, I've still got Astro Bot, and I never did the last DLC they added, right? Which was, I think they've confirmed that's the last one they're doing, right, Pengy?
Yes, they have.
Yes.
Yeah. So if that's the last one they're doing, I was like, if I could do that, and I could sell it on, right?
Yes.
So I've got it sat there. It's been sat there for a little while. So I started doing that. I was doing them, and I was like, oh, these aren't too bad. They're quite short. They're quite snappy, quite fun. You got to use your like abilities, like the last DLC they did. And I got through them, did them. I was like, oh, that was quite a fun little like add-on to finish it off. But then you unlock another level, of course, and this is where like it combines them, and it's quite long. I still haven't done this one yet. It is quite long. There's no checkpoints. You are doing the same thing over and over again. It's everything I moan about. I hate in games where you do the same thing over and over again and there's no checkpoints. And so I've still not done this yet. I think I've got quite far a few times. You end with the chicken power and you like climbing up the tower.
Yeah, that's what I struggled on for quite a bit. Was the chicken bit. Once you get to the top of the tower, you should be all good. You should be all good. You should be home dry then.
Yeah, I've done pretty well a couple of times and then fucked it there. And I've just not had the
accessibility shortcuts.
The to be botheredness to go back and try again. In all honesty, because it's a slog. It's very much a slog. That they've ended on, which is a decision, I guess. So yeah, I've got that to finish off at some point, and then my Resident Evil did come on Saturday, so I've started that. I'm only a few hours in. I haven't gone nuts on it quite yet. I've done at the start. You kind of like you're flipping backwards and forwards with the characters quite often, and then you unlock like a bigger area where you're playing as Grace, and I'm still in that bigger area essentially.
It's first
Uh,
person or third person, Craigo, with Grace?
oh, I'm playing it as they intended.
As
I
intended.
left
As
it.
God intended. Nice.
Yeah. I like the idea of that, and it does come up saying that this is the intended way of playing it. So I was like, yeah, I'm happy to do that. I like both the like modern Resident Evils where they've been first and third person. I've got no problem with that at all. Early impressions, it looks beautiful. Like the attention to detail is absolutely stunning in the game. The sound's brilliant. I like this idea of the dual protagonists. It's telling sort of kind of a cool story at the moment with the big bad as well. And then gameplay wise, I really enjoy playing as Leon. You are just like the badass. That's your like little badass moments I've noticed. You're just fucking murdering dudes. They're just falling in front of you. It's great. At one point, I had a chainsaw and I was just swinging my chainsaw around. That was great fun. I did struggle a bit when I got to the first bit with Grace, where I was like, because it very much with Grace, it wants you to be quite stealthy, and it wants you to really like not just kill everything and skip stuff and like leave enemies and that ain't a bit of me, boy.
No.
I like the old murder me, son. Even in Silent AOF, where I think that wants you to do the same. I killed fucking everything, Dave.
I
killed
would
them
be
all.
disappointed if you didn't, Craigo.
The women, the children.
I
Anyway.
hate them.
If it moved, I was swinging something at it, Silent AOF, unless it was an area where it was very clear that I wasn't. I had to run away. I killed them all. And I did struggle with that a bit to start off with in this area because I was like, oh, I just want to kill everything. I'm like, I don't like doing stealth, running away, and it got a bit. At points, it got a bit silly where I was just like literally just barging through people, and I was like, oh, this is. I don't know if I like this. Like, this is. I want to kill them, and I'm just silly. I'm just running around. I'm not even really playing the game properly at this point. But I have got to a bit of a better place in this area now. Where I do have because the ammo drops are really scarce. When you play as Grace, they're really, really scarce. So like, it really does really push you to not kill everything. But I've got to put now where I'm like, oh, I've unlocked more crafting stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, has Craig realised that you have to craft like everything?
Yeah. So I've unlocked that more now, and I've kind of I'm at a point now where I actually have ammo. I can do stuff, and like I'm not killing absolutely everything, but it's not a complete farce where I'm just like, oh, I've got 3 zombies just chasing after me. I know where I can run to, and they will stop. So I'll just run around like an idiot until they stop, and I'm like, okay. So it's making a bit more sense now. So I'm enjoying that more now. It's just the gunplay does feel absolutely brilliant as well. I will say. So yeah, a little bit of a rocky start with the grey stuff, but I think like if it carries on from here, like this sort of pace and this kind of like I can actually kill stuff. I think I'll enjoy it quite a lot in all honesty. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep chipping away at more Resident Evil, I think, with a bit of Hyrule Warriors on the side for the foreseeable until I finish off Resident Evil, I'd imagine, and then God knows what will be next for me.
Nice. Before we move on to Pengu, where does Yakuza 0 sit on your RGG ranking currently?
I don't know, because for me, like the 2 turn-based ones are at the top for me.
Yeah.
So if I'm comparing it to like the brawler style ones, I think my favourite of the brawler ones is the pirate one.
Right.
I really enjoyed that last year.
Because you're a pirate.
Yeah, and I like the stuff and all the silly stuff like that. It's probably it goes like pirate one, then judgment, and it's probably like third is either Zero or the man who erased his name. Probably Zero, just because I think the story's better.
Nice.
No.
Perfect. I was just curious. Pengi, what have you
Yes.
been buying and playing?
So quite a bit. So
Let's all be
I
shocked.
broke it into broke it off into two sections. So the regular sort of video games played. So as we missed it last week, I had finished Neo 3 on the PS5. Finished it, actually sold it and stuff like that. It was a good game. 30 odd hours, Souls like, actually quite linear and stuff like that. Does have the open world bit. But it's like you do the open world bit and you go into like the mission and then it locks you into the mission. And that's pretty like walking, not quite walking a straight line, but pretty walking a straight line to the boss. You fight the boss, you get a cutscene, you get new loot. It's very loot heavy, that game. You getting like new loot from like every enemy you kill, and it's like, oh, this sword is now 197 damage. The last sword was 196 damage, so I got to swap my swords over. Sort of thing. It's actually more of like a looter shooter in terms of like that mechanic than like literally shooting like Souls game. Obviously the combat is pretty Soulsy. But I play like mainly ninja, which is like really quick and stuff, and you're like dropping like smoke bombs and then you're going around the enemies and that's really like darting around them really quick. And not like the souls mechanic, you kill enemy, you get like souls from them. You can level up, and you rest at like a bonfire type place. In this, it's a shrine, but you do that, and obviously enemies free spawn. Yeah, it's out of the Souls games I've played at the moment, it would be near the bottom of the pile if you were interested, Dave.
Okay, noted.
Yeah. Yeah, sort of thing. Then Monster Hunter Wilds got its like last big update, so I thought, it's got its last big update. It's done its obviously the PlayStation's done the update, so I thought I'd go check it out. And I can't play the update because I never did update 3, and you got to get to level 100 of your hunter rank, which makes some sense for like they added like a level 10 star. I can't remember which monster it is. Obviously, you need to like have all the gear and stuff to take on that monster. But they added a new Monster Hunter. And what I went back for, they added some Monster Hunter Stories content, and that was like Rudy's in the game and stuff. Talked that, so I thought, this get me back. Like it's a lot behind getting that high level sort of thing, which I thought was not great, especially like doing a collaboration with your upcoming game. I could see other people trying to jump back in and stuff, and I was like, I can't actually do this unless like I go grind and stuff, because I think I'm hunter rank 77, so it's not a huge amount, but it's like, alright, what do I do? Do all the event quests and stuff to get my rank up and something like that. If I kept playing it like every week, and every week they dropped a new event quest and did that event quest, I most probably would be high enough ranked. But it's like, I've come back after like 2 months, and it was like I'm locked behind the new content, so that wasn't good. But around about the same time, another game got an update, quite a big update. Helldivers 2 got an update, and this got a big update. They've brought in like the cyber. Just not the robots, but the cyber robots and stuff. So they got like human skin and stuff on there and stuff like that. They've added a tank. There's a tank now. This, just jump in. Haven't played it for ages. Played the new content right away. Found people right to play. Didn't play a huge amount. I played it for like 2 nights and stuff like that. Had a bit of fun and stuff like that on it. But yeah, Helldivers 2 got an update. Could play that right away. It's just like, it's installed on my PlayStation, saw it, and obviously sort of like with this new one, like sort of like caught on fire again, stuff like that. I don't know what the Steam played numbers or whatever were at the time, but never went and checked that. But I think it did just get a little bit of a second wind with this new update on that sort of thing. Then I don't know if it's the last, maybe 1 or 2 shows ago. Obviously, we had a state of play, and you tried to bid on this, Craig, because you thought it was a new game, but it was not a new game. It was DLC, and that's the Never prologue, which was £2.50. Craig.
Nice. I see it's reviewed pretty well.
Yeah. There's no new trophies or anything like that, things like that. And it's about 45 minutes long. It's actually got some quite difficult platforming section. It's weird because obviously if you're buying this DLC, you've already played the main game, but then it's a prologue to the main game. So you make like the prologue harder. You know, if you think of it like that way, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But so yeah, it was good. It was, you know, they priced it well. £2.50, 45 minutes. A pretty good, decent game. And, you know, a pretty good thing. Sort of thing. Then I played, because it was from Thursday to tonight, but obviously it's already closed as of time recording this, was the Marathon Server Slam, Davey.
Which I did as well, I completely forgot, but I'll let you talk first.
Yeah, so, because obviously 2 other games came out and work and stuff, I played 6 hours of Marathon during the Server Slam out of the 4 days. 4 days? Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yeah.
So, no, 5 days. 5 days. I played 6 hours. I got to level 10 in the seasonal event sort of thing, which hasn't actually really started. The game isn't out. You get some bonus content for the main game. You got some bonus content if you played the game, got to season level 10, or got to level 30. But I was not going to get to level 30 in time, sort of thing. So I just aimed to level 10, sort of thing. Obviously I played it ages ago in like a test alpha thingy. Wasn't that keen on it. Then I thought like the tutorial bit was fine in the test, but then they didn't really explain anything else, or like what the contracts were and how anything works, and like what was I supposed to be doing, where was I supposed to be going, all that thing. But in obviously they must have taken feedback on board, but so like go now in the service land. Obviously this is basically full games. Like, oh, we're the only group, like this is what you got to do, this is how the contract works, this is what you got to go. And obviously the first game I joined was with 2 other people, obviously randos, and they had the same contract, so we were working as a team trying to get to this one place to do this one thing, and it worked how it was supposed to, sort of thing. And then like it's obviously like the grind after that sort of thing is like, right, this is my new contract, what have I got to do, what have I got to do, who have I got to shoot, what have I got to like hack and all that sort of stuff. And especially if you get a team where they have the same contract or nearby, or they actually like, I've had teams where I jumped in and like, because you can see what the other teams like contracts are, like they've pinged on the map my contract, so it's obviously the other team actually do want to help, sort of thing, because they're still going to get XP, experience, pick up loot and things like that. Where in the alpha test, like my 2 other teammates both went in completely different directions. I'm like, why are they going in completely different directions? Where do I go? What are we actually doing here, people? Sort of thing. And like now it seems more like, we actually have a plan of what we're doing. Sort of thing. Obviously, I really like the art style as well, like the that they've going for in Marathon. I unlocked 4 of the 6 factions. I don't think you can get 6 in the server slam, and same with the shells. You can't get the thief shell. Like her shell is not available in the server slam. In fact, but yeah, I quite enjoyed Marathon quite a bit of what I played, of like the 6 hours I played of it. But you also played, Davey, and you didn't mention it in your play. So, any your thoughts or anything you want to ask me, or vice versa?
Yeah, I completely forgot. So yeah, I did play a couple of games,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think the game is really stunning looking. I think it's got a very striking art style that looks very nice.
It's actually got really nice grass.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's because I've obviously got playing it on the Pro. It's using PSR. It's only 1.0 PSSR, but you know.
We call it pisser on this podcast, Pengy, you know that. Yeah, it looks really nice. Bungie's gunplay, great. Always has been, always will be. And from what I played, the game seems fine. The mode is not something I enjoyed. I've not really tried an extraction shooter since, I think, the Dark Zone in Division 1, if any of you remember that. But yeah, for me, it's too much work for me. There's too much, like, you have to pay too much attention. Like, if I'm going to play a multiplayer game, I tend to play either something that's simple, like just like a first-person shooter or something, like a team deathmatch or something that I play with you guys. So I'm sure if I played with you guys, I would have enjoyed it. But it's just not a mode that interests me. Like Arc Raiders doesn't interest me as well. But from what I played, it seems like a good enough quality game. It is a bit weird, so that would be my only thing I think could stop it being like
Yeah,
a
see,
mainstream
that's the thing. I really like the weird.
Yeah,
weirdness
it's
of it.
it's
Like,
it's
when you
more for
get
the
like the
mainstream.
new
is what I think.
contracts, when you get the new contracts, and you'll get like the weird cinematics of like the bugs and stuff, like building the thing, and or how they like talk. I remember I was the last trailer, and then you were actually saying it as well, Craig, because they repeated it like 4 times. Jennifer English's character. Yeah, I've not met her character. I've not heard her. I'm pretty sure I've Neil Bourne's character is one of the shells. He voices one of the shells in it. Ben Starr's in it as well, obviously, as someone.
Yeah, I'm just curious if it's because it is so strange. Like I just I don't think the mainstream will take to this. I think like your PlayStation type of players that only play what Sony puts out will really enjoy it, and like your hardcore people on Xbox and PC might. But I'd be interested to see what the numbers are after like a month. Like it just doesn't seem very mainstream aimed. Again, it's not a bad thing. I think it's interesting. It's just I think compared to something like Arc Raiders, which has like a really big sort of just general user base, I'd be very curious to see how it does. But yeah, it seems a lot better than the alpha, and yeah, I think you're gonna buy it, right, Pengy?
Yeah.
Yeah, see the lack of a physical turns me off, just because obviously, as me and Craig know from the Helldivers, it's a gamble to buy a game and then us not play it. So I'm kind of like, oh, I'm not. £35, as we're going to talk about when we do our games of March. There's a lot of games, isn't there? So, but yeah. Do you play anything or buy anything else, Pingy?
Yes, so the next PS5 game, this is just PS5, we're just getting through PS5 day. My one pickup, well actually it's not, because the next one's a pickup I guess as well, but it's digital, is Resident Evil Requiem as well, on the PS5, and weirdly, I'm like the opposite of Craig. I much prefer playing as Grace, I much prefer the like stealth horror, survival horror, aspects, even, going back to like Silent Hill F not that long ago, I much prefer that than but like Leon was like, the action Resident Evil, and I didn't like 5, I didn't like 6, and this is more actiony, and it's like, even though you got way more ammo, it's like, there's like 30 zombies on screen, I got like fight all these, where I'm like sooner have like 1 or 2 zombies. I'm like, well, I wouldn't say more scary, because like you like ill grace and you got like less you got like 3 bullets, and like there's only 2 zombies to get past, which obviously is not in there many, it's 30, but like you actually have to think about it, like, how am I getting past these 2 zombies? Like, I don't really want to kill them because they could come back as blister heads, or or like I killed one zombie, and then the cleaner zombie that used to do the cleaning in the hospital, like, she's now there because she's now cleaning up the blood of the zombie you killed, sort of thing, where like Leon's is just like, right, I got all these bullets and I got all these zombies, just shoot them all and stuff like that. I am further on now in the game, add a further bit in with Leon, and you are doing more of the puzzle element of stuff of Resident Evil. It's not as much of like Grace's, where you actually got like, you do so and so and so, and then you get like a diamond crystal, and then you got to do that to do something, like the whole classic Resident Evil sort of thing. But then there's like they mashed the two together, and it's like, this is classic Resident Evil. This is like the Spencer Mansion sort of thing. That's how how I'm thinking, of and stuff like that. This is someone that doesn't really know how to fight these zombies and stuff. And then like Leon's like the action adventure shooty bang bang bit of Resident Evil from like 4, 5, 6 sort of sort of thing, or 4, like 4 remake and stuff like that. So they have melded it quite well together from the 2 sort of standpoints of the series and stuff like that. Where they would go with a Resident Evil 10, who knows? Like, do you just pick one of them, or do you do a mashup again, something like that? That would be interesting sort of thing. So there.
What difficulty are you on, Pengy? Are you
I
on
am
the
playing-
modern or are you on the classic?
I'm playing on standard modern, but I have seen now that actually the difficulty's the same on standard modern or standard classic. Obviously, the only real difference is the ink ribbons,
Yeah, it's a
and
saving in it.
you have to craft them yourself. But apparently, you do get quite a few crafting materials. And then, if you do care, like you're going to replay it, Craig, you get the PP. Oh no, is it C point, CP, CCP points or something? Whatever the point thing is for doing stuff. If you play it in classic, you get the points at certain, like if you saved and not saved at certain places, you get more points and stuff for doing stuff. So you can then obviously use those points. Once you finish the game, I don't know, maybe you can buy a rocket launcher to make the insanity playthrough easier and stuff like that. So you would actually get more points playing it in classic, but it is just literally the ink ribbon. So it does play the same like difficulty of like this is how much damage a zombie's gonna do, etc. in both of them. But yeah, I'm playing standard modern. I guess you're playing standard modern as well, though, Cray.
Yeah. I'm not. I've never done the ink ribbon mess around stuff.
No. Obviously, that's how you had to do it back in day, sort of thing. And like I said, I've seen stuff now. It's like, oh yeah, ink ribbons actually are quite abundant, especially if you can also craft them and stuff like that. Where
I
obviously
like
back
to
in
save scum the shit out of it, Pengy.
yeah,
As I said earlier, I don't like doing it over and over again. If I'm dying, I don't want to have to do as little as possible. I've already done.
yeah, so sort of thing. But yeah, I mostly have that finished like tomorrow or something because I am off tomorrow. So Requiem could be finished pretty soon from me, you guys. So that's the PlayStation section. So put a bit on PlayStation. Then the Nintendo section is Pokemon Leaf Green. I bought Leaf Green, Davey.
You did.
Yeah, I bought that. I never played any Gen 3 back in the day, sort of thing, which is obviously based on. I didn't get back into Pokemon until Black and White, so I even missed like Diamond and Pearl and that.
Nice.
So I didn't really even know you could put your Leaf Green in your cartridge and unlock stuff in Diamond and Pearl, Davey. Come on, then.
The more you know. Oh, we lost Craig.
Fun.
No, carry on.
What you say?
Made a noise at me, but I think we're okay. Keep talking.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the first time I've played like this Gen 1 remake and Gen 3 thing. I'm not a huge fan of it. I've only just beat Misty, which is the second gym. And I've only got 3 Pokemon on my team. I got an Ivysaur.
Nice.
I got a Butterfree and a Clefable at the moment. Butterfree and Clefable most probably not going to stay because I want to use like Sand Slash is an exclusive to Leaf Green. I have never used a Sand Slash before, so I'm most probably going to use one at some point. Starmie is exclusive to Leaf Green. It's actually apparently one of the best Pokemons in this
That's true.
gen. I've never used that as my water type because I normally use like a Squirtle or a Blastoise eventually or something from like this gen or a Gyarados or one of those Pokemon that's like Starmie, that's exclusive to Leaf Green. So they eventually will get to add it to my team at some point. So yeah, that's the Nintendo section. And then we got a big section. We have the PC Steam Nexus section, but I'm going to make it pretty quick for you guys, sort of thing.
Thank God, Pengy. Thank God.
So, Steam Next Fest has happened. If you don't know, which you might not know, Craig, so it happens every few months. Steam always has an event. There was a horse event before this, where every game was horse-related. Red Dead Redemption 2 was the best-selling game in that event. You get horses in it. But anyway, the big one, Steam Next Fest, loads of publishers. It's mainly supposed to be indie publishers, but even Capcom had Pragmata highlighted in this thing because that had a demo. And you get loads of demos. There's over 3,000 demos, Craig. And if you go through games of March and Open Credit, maybe I should have played more demos than I did. But I did play I played like 10 demos, Craig. And
It's a lot of demos.
It
is a lot of demos. And at those demos, this is what I played. Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug Board. I give that an okay.
Nice.
Replaced. I played the demo of that. I was going to go pick up on Fantasy Credit, but you already got it, Craig. It's good.
Yeah, I saw those previews
Yeah,
a little while
it's
ago. I was like,
it's good.
I think
Yeah.
that's gonna be points.
And then I played Den Shack Attack. It's just the on-rail skateboarding game, but you're a bus. This is also very good, and I did get it in our fantasy credit. I'll try to get in another one. This is actually quite fun. It reminds me of like a Dreamcast game and stuff like that. Actually, saying that like out loud, it might not review that well, but then I think people that have played this game all really like it. So hopefully it does do well, sort of thing. That.
Pretty sure
Then
there
I
was a
played
Dreamcast
Rangers-
game where there was a drifting train, right? Is that Initial D? Is that what that was?
Could you be a train in that?
I think you could. There's
Yeah,
definitely
okay.
I've definitely seen Japanese games either on the Saturn or the Dreamcast where you're a train and you drift between the tracks. But anyway.
Yeah, you drift, you do tricks in the air and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and like Japan's like world's a wasteland or something. You're going delivering things, and you have to
The
do
dream.
I also played Dream. I did Rangers Pass National Park Simulator.
Why, Pengy? Why did you do that?
Well, it was actually quite high up on the thing, and there's another one that came out as well. Was it called like Ranger Simulator? That even came to PS5, but that's the bad one. This is the good one. But this one's going into early access, and this is coming out in March, sort of thing. So it's that, sort of thing. Then I played 1348X Voto. This is the game with Jennifer English is in it, set in Italy. Which when I first saw it, I thought it was like France and Joan of Arc, the character you're playing. This was not good. This game did not run well for a start on my PC. Whatever I did, I could not get this game to run well. The frame rate was all over the place, Dave and Craig. Pretty bad. And the combat was horrendous. I did not like this at all.
PC gaming.
I watched Asmongold play this, one of his clips, and it didn't look good at all.
No, I don't know what they did, because obviously it's an indie game. And I've literally recently played Pragmata on this PC. But obviously that used DLSS, that upscaling, which obviously this indie game didn't, so everything had to be native, and I just could not get it in the front. And the combat was
Even,
awful. And the
outside
combat
of
was awful.
performance, like the
combat was
environments
awful.
look good, but the
Character models look really bad as well.
character models look horrific.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
even know how you describe them. Like the character that Jennifer English is playing, like I think it's meant to be your love
Bianca.
interest.
Yeah.
Just looks like something from like I don't even like the 360 era. Like, it looked horrendous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not good. But
And then the
obviously
character you're playing, they've designed this girl that you're playing, and it just looks awful. You're like, who wants to play that? Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah, not good. Okay. Then I played Call of the Elder Gods, which is the sequel of Call of the Sea, which me and you both played.
Yeah.
Reggie. See, this is the thing. This is also an indie game, which doesn't have any upscaling technology. So new DLSS, which I would use because I've got a new video card in this. This I was running on epic settings at 144 frames a second. Craig,
How was that for you?
that was pretty good for me. But also I played and finished the demo, which is like 45 minutes long, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I didn't pick this one up on Fantasy because this is just a Bay 2026. This one, I'm sort of thinking, like I said, the demo is like 45 minutes on that, and obviously there's only so many spaces you can pick up video games as well. Because the last one I did play, and I did pick this up and I won this, and this has also got a Bay 2026. So I guess the enormity of Call of the Elder Gods, but this had a 2-hour demo, and that's the Eternal Life of Goldman, which was very good. Yeah. It's mostly Replace was mostly the best thing I played. This is mostly the next best thing I played. It's like a 2D Metroidvania platformer game. Kind of reminds me of DuckTales because you got a cane and using it as a pogo stick and that. You can upgrade your cane. Really nice art style and stuff like that. Also, Dave, you're gonna love this. It's about emotions and stuff.
Of course it is. They always are.
Yeah, but this one, like, even straight, tells you. So, you've, like, the first boss, you get to the first boss in the demo. So, it's not, like, real spoilers. It's a demo. It's, like, 10 minutes in. So, you get the boss, you beat the ball, It's like a fireball, and then like pulls back, and then you got the two characters narrating like the story, and the boy goes, "Oh, I can't believe how hot that ball and stuff was," and that was like such a like fiery. And then the mother or whatever, if it's the mother, goes, "Oh, you're burning up," and stuff like that. And takes his temperature. The boy is like in hospital, Dave.
Cool.
And then later on in the thing, they mentions like some green crystals, and the green crystals is actually his medicine in the real life.
Nice. But how was the
And if
video
you
game, Pengy? How did you find the video game?
Yeah, the video game was really good, but this is also going to get you points in fantasy, correct? Because you're going to have a great video game, and you're going to have this narrative. That means points, and points mean prizes.
Indeed.
Yeah, and that is my Steam Netfest thing. I've still got like 10 more demos played, but like installed. But the Zero Parades demo is like 3 hours long, so I've not played that yet. But yeah, there's way more Steam goodness to try at some point.
Well, we look forward to that, Pengy. So that is everything you played and bought?
Yes.
Excellent! Right, let's get on to the topic of the show. Dots. Craigo, you know what time of the month is. It is the Games of March, brought to us by GameInformer.com.
It absolutely is, Dave. We will start tomorrow on March 3rd. A Stoic Ebb comes out on PC. This already has reviews. I think it's on an 88. It was the second most bid on game Fantasy last week, so I had no idea what it was. I'm guessing it was at some sort of show, and it's got some sort of demo.
No, it
They
was
announced
Steam
it very
Netfest
soon.
demo, and yeah.
And people have jumped on that, and they've done well by the looks of it. None of us did because we were all idiots, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Cabig. None of us are going to play it because it's some sort of CRPG. But
Yeah. So, Dave, what you should have said to me, why did you play Ranger's Path? You should have played Esoteric Ebb, and I could have gone and bid on it, and then I would have got
Could've.
18 points.
But instead, you
Made
didn't.
more sense, maybe.
No.
On the same day, though, we have a Legacy of Kain remaster.
Hell
so It
yeah.
always seems to be one of these knocking around at every show and every month, right?
Yeah.
They've got to be done soon, haven't they? Surely.
Well, they're making a new game that you'll get to very much later in the month, Craigo. But
Yeah.
this remaster is really cool because they're adding a demo for an unreleased sequel at the end, and I did watch some stuff on these remasters earlier, and they seem to be quite good. These remasters, so it's one of those series. I've only ever played Soul Reaver, the first one. They're always on sale, so maybe at some point I'll pick up the Soul Reaver remasters and see if that's enough to pick this up. But yeah, I think it looks like a pretty good remaster. It's a PS2 game, but you are right. I think they've run out of things to remaster. I think if we're going to get any Legacy of Kain going forward, it will be new Legacy of Kain, Craigo, which is very exciting.
Absolutely. And on the same day, we have Scott Pilgrim EX. Is this the beat 'em up one?
Yeah, this is a new one. Yeah.
I don't know why none of us have taken this on Fantasy Critic, by the way, because I've looked a few times. I don't know what stopped me going for it, but
Beat 'em ups tend to do well as well.
yeah, and the last one was really well loved, right? But it's just, I think in my mind it's been so long since the film. I'm like, do people really still care?
They did
I've
the
never
anime
seen
not
the film.
long ago.
I didn't even know that, Pengy. There you go. And I like the film.
Did you not watch the anime a few
No.
years ago?
No, I don't watch. I don't watch a lot.
What?
I don't watch a lot of anime, Pengy. To be honest with you.
It was on Netflix, and that it was like a whole deal. They got all the like original cast back and stuff.
No, not a clue.
There you go,
Oh.
Dave. You've learned something from this
Now I
podcast.
do,
at
right?
least.
Have you read the graphic novels?
No, I
But-
actually would rather date women. At that point, Pengy.
See, I have. I read them all.
Maybe-
Read them all.
Ah,
Watched the film. Watched the anime. And guess what? I'm not playing the game.
there we go. We've learned something
Yeah.
as well about you today.
No
Save,
matter what I can read.
save us, Craigo. Please save us.
I don't know. Does reading graphic novels count as reading Penguin? I don't know.
Depends how many depends how many hands you use, Craigo.
That's
Let's go.
On March 5th, we have Marathon. We've already talked extensively about Marathon. By the sound of it, Pengy's buying it, and me and
Yeah.
Dave ain't.
Yeah, I'm all on marathon.
Yeah.
They're gonna call me Paul Radcliffe.
There you go. On the same day, March 5th, we have Planet of Lana 2 coming. Children of the Leaf. I really enjoyed the first Planet of Lana. So it was a day one Game Pass game,
I
right?
think this is on Game Pass day one as well.
There you go.
I might be wrong, but I think it is.
I also think Nevergrave is actually going to be pretty good, great game, but none of us like those.
Yeah,
type of
that's the
games.
Silk Song looking
Yeah,
game, isn't
it's
it?
the one from the Pocket Pair, right? With the little witch,
Yeah.
you take over people's things. It was on one of the shows.
Mm.
Again, I don't know why none of us have taken it on Fantasy Critic. Just forget about games.
Yeah, but I guess
Yeah. There's
it's
only
like
so many spots as well.
it's
Isn't
an indie that isn't an indie and stuff, and it's too much like Silk Song. How's it gonna actually score?
Watch this get 95, and we're going to be livid tomorrow.
Mm.
Maybe. But yeah, I could see me trying Planet of Lana at some point, Planet of Lana 2 anyway, because I did like the first one. I wasn't exactly crying out for a sequel, I'll be honest with you, but I did enjoy it, so we could jump into that on a service one day. Again, on March 5th, we have Pokemon Pokepia, which
Huge.
we already have reviews for at the moment, and I believe it is sat on an 88. It is
yeah.
sat on 88,
Hell
I
yeah.
just checked as we were talking, which is beyond my wildest dreams. I imagine even, like, you know, I know it had positive previews and all of that, but I imagine that's even beyond Dave's wildest dreams, because he did win this on Fantasy Critic after some controversy, let's say.
No controversy. Just learn the rules, innit? Learn the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's not
You
my
play
fault,
silly
the-
games, you win silly prizes, or you
It's
don't
not
win
my
silly
fault.
prizes, I guess.
The site thinks I'm gonna get more points than you.
I also
Well, there's an
vote-
easy
also-
way around this. You bid more, isn't there?
Right, and I vote for it first.
so,
Dave wins.
yeah, Dave, are you going to pick this up on your Switch too?
No, actually, it's not really a Dave game. I kind of, like we said the review, the previews. As soon as they said the words Dragon Quest Builders, I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be pretty good. But no, I like the look of it. I know I haven't got time for cozy games, Grego. I'd say if it's ever in a sale, but it's never going to be in a sale, is it? But I suspect this is going to sell very well.
Oh,
I think this is
yeah.
going to be one of those games that does very, very well.
It's only on the Switch 2 as well, not
It
the Switch
is.
1, so it could shift some units. As well.
I think
Not
it might.
just heavy
I
help
think
with
it
shifting
might.
units. Oh, I think
Yeah.
it might
Yeah.
as well, yeah. What about you, Pengy? You going to pick this up? You like picking
Yeah,
stuff
I've
up,
got Pokemon Pokopia
right?
pre-ordered.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, so I had it pre-ordered, and I was like, I've only really got it pre-ordered because it's coming to Switch 2, and it's a Switch 2 game, and you got to have something to play on the Switch 2, haven't you? But then, obviously, and I was like, I might even cancel it, and I even literally this morning messaged Day, I want to see what the reviews are like and that, and, if it's like a 70-something, I'm actually just cancel it, and then it gets like 88, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep the pre-order, I can. And like it's a Nintendo game, it's not really going to lose much money either, is it? So, but yeah, they're going to go from Resident Evil to Pokemon Pokopia, so
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Jumping all the way to March 12th, we have that awful looking 1348X photo game that Pengy gives such a ringing endorsement of. I can't imagine it's going to be on higher than any of our buying
No.
lists.
No.
But we do also have, on March 12th, Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake. Pengy, are you in the market for a bit of Fatal Frame 2?
Yes and no. Fatal Frame or Project Zero 2, for us Europeans, on the original Xbox was really good. It's most probably the best Project Zero game as well. The problem with Fatal Frame 2, the Crimson Butterfly remake, it comes not that long after Resident Evil. Let's say I finish Resident Evil tomorrow, so it's like 9 days after. And it's like a day before a game I much higher up on my wanted list. It just like comes at the wrong place, and there's like another horror game as well. So if you look at like Resident Evil to Pokemon Pokopia, at least that's horror game to cozy game. Sort of thing, and then the game after that you most probably going to mention on March 13th is then a JRPG, which is different again. So,
Could you buy it later in the year, Pengy?
yeah, so most probably, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Most probably later in the year in a sale or something. When everyone's going to go buy GTA 6, there's Pengy on Amazon buying Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake.
Huge.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I'm somewhat tempted, depending on how it looks now, the
Yeah.
reviews.
It's a
and all
horror game where we play as a Japanese schoolgirl, and we know you like them, right?
that. Exactly. As long as I get to kill everything,
It's-
that's the main thing.
You take
right?
pictures of
No,
everything.
you take pictures.
It's
of
Pokemon
everything.
Snap. That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's
but do I
scary.
kill them by taking pictures of them?
You do.
You do.
Yeah, exactly. They're dying. That's the main thing. As long as everything's dying, Dave, I'm
It
happy.
is quite scary. I played Project Blackwater on Wii U, which isn't
Yeah,
that
yeah.
scary, but 2 is supposed to be a lot
Nah.
scarier.
hmm
But yeah, Japanese schoolgirls.
Absolutely. On the same day, from I believe previously mentioned Nacom, Greedfall: The Dying World. Is this the sequel to Greedfall?
Yes.
It is.
But
I've
actually, I
heard
think
no
it
one
might.
say anything
Well, actually, I
about
think
this.
it might be a prequel, to be honest. But I might.
It's another
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that like Greedfall was quite a big game, like scope wise for them. Right? I haven't heard really anyone talk about it, but
No.
it does worry me that that's coming out in 10 days, and that's
It
the first
was in
I've
there.
seen that mentioned.
It was in early access, and I've still not really heard
Oh
anyone about
no!
it.
Why does that need to be in early access? What's happened? Video games, PC gaming's killed it all, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Moving on to March 13th, we have Monster Hunter Stories 3: Twisted Reflection is coming to pretty much everything. Looking at this, there was a demo. I know. I think both tried said demo. Pengy, is this another one you're buying?
Yeah, this one I'm getting. This is what I alluded to. It was like the day after Fatal Frame 2, and like I said, going from a horror game to a cozy game to a JRPG. So mixing up the genres. Yeah.
And I think you tried the demo, Dave, and you weren't as hot, so I don't think you'll be buying this, right?
No, again, it was solidly okay. But I think in similar to vein to Pengy with horror games, we know that we're going to get XD Gale of Darkness added to GameCube, so that will probably be my JRPG. But this is one the difference being usually it's a Capcom game, so it will be cheap later in the year. So I did like the previous 2 games, so at some point I'll pick it up. But what about you, Craig? Does it give you any interest in your JRPG cockles?
I don't know. Once I've finished Hyrule Warriors, and I'm like, what am I playing handheld next? Maybe I'll try the demo,
Yeah,
see what I think of the demo, because it carries over, right?
it does.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we'll see them. I do like some Monster Hunter-y stuff, right? So yeah, I'll give that a go at some point, and then I'll see what I think from there. One that none of us care about, but I've just seen it's made me smile. On March 16th, the 7 Deadly Sins Origins comes out. Is this the game we see at every single bastard showcase ever?
It's the free to play 7 Deadly Sins game. Yeah.
Yeah, thank God this is out, so we never have to see it again.
Right.
Cause fuck me,
PlayStation exclusive for Pengy.
There you go. This is your Infinity Nicky of this year, Pengy. You can get on that.
No. If anything, it's the Infinity Nicky for this year is going to be that NTE game, Neverness to Everness. See, it's like anime GTA.
You've lost me. You're just saying letters at this point.
It's a gacha game which is open world and you got like cars and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. I'm sure that's got a market.
Yeah.
Moving on to March 19th, we have Crimson Desert is supposedly
Craig hates
coming
sports
out.
games. I wasn't going to say it
Yeah.
for wrestling on March
Yeah.
13th, but MLB The Show, show some goddamn
None of us
respect.
are buying MLB The Show.
I own 3 MLB The Shows. I played the one last year. It was in my top 10.
Well,
I
you
will
can
one on.
show me your Amazon pre-order of MLB The Show.
I can't because it's American only. I'd have to buy it digitally.
Yeah.
you
And I
don't.
own MLB The Show on Vita.
Craig hates
You
baseball.
never play because
He
you never
hates
play
it.
anything on your Vita.
Yeah.
Baseball's rubbish, boys. I'm sorry, it's
Wow.
a dreadful sport.
Wow.
Never
Yeah.
watched it. It's horrific.
I have. I've been to a baseball. I went to the Toronto Blue Jays on
Oh,
Canada
it's so
Day.
bad.
I was so drunk.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's one where I don't even know how the Americans do that. I really don't. But back to Crimson Desert, boys.
Yes.
On March 19th, Pengy has this on Fantasy, I believe.
Mhm. Yeah, I do.
Do you like the looks of this to play it as well, or do you think it's just one that you just got for kicks get points?
So I like the look to play it. I do like the look of play it. I say that though, I do get a bit of Dragon's Dogma
Oh,
vibes,
yeah.
and none of us was keen on Dragon's Dogma 2, and I was the only one to get the true ending of that game, as well, if you remember. And I also get some Kingdom Come Deliverance vibes, and I haven't played any of those games, but people do like them. So if you go to like reviews wise and picking up on Fantasy Critic, that gets me points. Also, from watching it, it seems like it wants to try to do everything. That's might work in its negative. Like, there's 3 playable characters, and there's a bit that looks like Tears of the Kingdom, where you're lifting things up and moving things around and stuff. And there's mechs in you know medieval time game, which seems weird. So I do think it can go either way. I think it's either going to be very, very good and it nails everything and people love it, or it's like, oh no, it's tried to do too much and it hasn't nailed any of them, and it's not turned out well. We will see. It's a risk I'm willing to take in Fantasy Critic.
Yeah, I've not seen like huge amounts of it. I've just seen the bits and pieces. I just don't believe any of it at the moment.
It had another preview not long ago. And everyone loved it, so
yeah, I just don't believe it.
Mm.
I don't believe that all this is coming together to make a video game. Because, like you said, there's a bit in the sky, and then flying on some weird thing. There's the weird mechs, and it's like, I don't know. I don't believe at the moment. This could come out and get a 96 though, and maybe I'll end up playing it. But yeah, I'm not. It's not exactly like massively on my radar at the moment. What about you, Dave? Do you believe in Crimson Desert?
Well, Black Desert Online looked good, but it was terrible. So I'm not convinced. I don't know. To me, it screams like Dragon Dogma 2 did. The marketing's great because you remember all the previews for Dragon's Dogma 2, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, best game ever made," and all this, and then we got it, and we were all like, "Oh, this is kind of there's nothing really to this," but yeah, we'll see. Like you boys have been saying, it's either going to be a 63 or it's going to be an 87, and that's kind of the level of which it could go. But definitely not buying it though, Craigo. Definitely not buying it.
No, absolutely not. On the same day, we have Death Stranding 2 on the beach comes to PC, Pengy.
It's PC, and it's getting an update on the PlayStation as well.
So if you buy your £5,000 PC, you can play this again.
Oh, yep. I could play this again. I could play it in ultra wide if I wanted to, if I had an ultra wide monitor.
Yeah, and your keyboard and mouse, it's sat 2 inches from your 70-inch monitor, and you could be...
Right, I can't play PC and mouse. I even tried to play Call of the Sea with, Call of the Elder Dragon. God, I thought I could try playing this for PC and mouse because you're not really shooting things and that. I can't do it. The mouse bit I can get. It's the keyboard bit I don't get. It's like why am I pressing W to go forward? It just seems weird.
God, not a good sign, Pengy. Not a good sign.
I haven't fully turned.
Moving on to March 26th, we'll go to.
Wait. Oh no, sorry. Forget what I was going to say.
Okay, Life is Strange Reunion apparently is coming out. I didn't realise that was this soon. God, dear Lord. It's a Life is Strange game that I don't think anyone was asking for, but we're getting it regardless. I struggling to care at all, and like I said, I didn't even realise it was coming this month. Pengy, you're the most Life is Strange out of all of us.
Yes.
Are you there for this?
I am, because I managed to pre-order it for £35.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're excited though?
Not hugely excited, but I have played and finished every other Life is Strange game. So there we go.
So is it more out of you feel obliged at this point, or?
Mostly, yeah, a bit like this is like they say this is going to be the finale to Max and Chloe's story, so it's like I've been here, for Before the Storm, Life is Strange 1, and Double Exposure. So that's 3 games. So I might as well play the 4th one and finish the story, haven't I?
Yeah, I guess so. What about you, Dave? Are you excited for the finale of Max and Chloe's adventure?
Well, I hope it's the last one they make, if that's what you mean. But no, I'm not.
No, but you say that. But True Colors was good. So it's
define good.
I think it might be even my top 10 of that year and sort of thing. They need to get away from Max and Chloe and just go to a new place, new character, and move on.
No one cares anymore.
That really worked with the second game. Didn't everyone really likes that one? That's got
No,
Nancy Chloe in.
Life is Strange 2. I did not like. I think that's the worst.
But
That's
you're
the worst.
but I thought you were saying that.
No, that was Don't Nod. Deck 9 did True
Oh.
Colors, remember? And True Colors was good.
I really thought this genre of game was going to die out with Telltale's demise, and then you have Dispatch, which is quite interesting. But I look at this, I'm like, this just looks like all of the other games they've made. I forgot they made that one that everyone hated, but they time travel. It looks exactly the same.
Yeah. But this one hasn't got. This one, she's got her rewind powers back.
Okay. Well, you let us know how it is, Pengu.
I will on March
You let us know how it
26/20.
is. Are you going to buy it, Craigo? Because I remember you loving the first game.
No, I really don't like the first one. I
Oh.
like True Colors. That was good, but
Yeah,
the
good.
Max and Chloe story, Dave, I could not care less about.
Yeah, just let it die.
I don't think anyone else does at this point, other than maybe Chris Pengelly.
Yeah.
Maybe Deirdre in work as well. He quite like one of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's
strange
played
thing.
them all as well. Yeah.
He's a strange lad, isn't he? March 26th again, though. Apparently, new Super Lucky's Tale is coming out again but this time
Yes.
on PlayStation.
5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a great game. It is on
Yeah,
it's a
everything.
great game.
Yeah.
Just yeah. It's coming
They
out every
really
time.
don't
So
want to
it's-
make another game. They just want to keep
Yeah,
the
right.
one.
But now, Craig, it's 4K 120 frames a second with DualSense support.
There you go. This is
Yeah.
the time then.
Well known to make games better.
Yeah.
120 frame platformers.
Yeah.
On
well,
the same day, let's move on from frames because I couldn't care less. Coming to PC only is Nutmeg, which I believe is some sort of deck builder football manager game,
It's
right?
if it was on anything other than PC,
Yeah.
you'd love it. It's like got like an 80s 90s like match attack sticker style.
Oh, I know the game.
Yeah,
now.
it
I
looks
was like,
really,
what?
really, really cool. It's one of two really interesting looking football games. I don't think the other game's on this list, so I'm going to talk about that as well. It's a game called Copa City, Craigo, that's coming to PS5. It's an officially sponsored game with Arsenal, and it's basically city skylines, but you design stadiums and like the fan arenas outside of stadiums. And it's got an official Arsenal sponsorship. But that and Nutmeg, the two fucking weird football games, are back. But yeah, if they put this on anything else, I'll buy it. But I'm not buying it on PC.
Why not?
No, as you should
Because I
do
have a
there.
Mac, Pengu.
It might be Mac compatible on Steam. I've not looked. Have you looked?
No, but I'm not buying it on PC. Give me Switch 2 for the Nintendo goodness, or trophies on PlayStation. Let's not buy
Okay.
PC games ever again. Let's all take a stand and only buy Sega Saturn games.
Yeah, I
Uh,
believe.
Yeah.
That's a hill worth dying on, I
You're
think.
damn right.
Moving on to... we'll stay on
The
March
ne- I was
26th.
going to say the next game because I think I got this in fantasy credit. The next one.
is Opus Prism Peak.
Yeah.
Penky, what the fuck is that?
So so there's the series, the Opus series. I don't think any of them are really connected, sort of thing. They might have slight connection, and they've also gradually got better review score. And the last one was Opus Song. I heard the song or something like that is cool. I thought it's got scored in the 80s. I played that on Switch. It was quite good. So and this one they've delayed obviously they've delayed it a couple of times, so maybe that's a bit iffy. Sort of thing, but it is a Nintendo console exclusive and obviously on PC as well. And I think this is much more visual novel, and their games always had like really good art and like cutscenes with the visual novel. So if they just focus what they're good on and took out the gameplay and just make a visual novel, we could be talking points here and could be talking quite a good video game.
Yeah, I did go for that paranormal site. Visual novel on the Switch. I knew
Yeah.
what I was doing.
Yeah,
I
so
knew
I
what
knew
I was doing.
I forgot about that one, but I knew what I was doing when I saw this actually finally got a date.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But none of us are going to play this, are we?
I
but
might play. I played the last one.
There you go. On the same day, we have Screamer, which I believe is a racing game.
It's
Yeah.
Craig game. It's an anime racing game from the team that brought us the the Hot Wheels Unleashed games, the MotoGP Ride, Monster Energy Supercross. It's a milestone. They're a game developer. They're a driving game developer of some. They put a lot of games out. But yeah, it looks really interesting. It seems like it's got like a story. It's got quite a big physical release. I think Pengu, you can get it like a steelbook and stickers and all kind of shit. But yeah, the previews look pretty cool. Actually, it looks like a quite interesting game.
Is it one do you reckon you're going to end up picking up, Davey?
I think obviously you have to wait for reviews with these racing games,
Yeah.
as we all know from games like Gear Club Unlimited. But if it reviews well, like it looks really fun. It looks kind of Burnout-y as well, like kind of Need for Speed Underground. If you've not seen it, Craig, I do recommend watching the previews because I think this is a bit of you. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I have seen it. I was almost getting what's that? What's the Need for Speed game that came out last? Is it Unbound?
Yeah, I think this is a little bit more arcadey than that. I think this is not trying to be.
I
as,
get
like, taken
vibes of
seriously.
that from it.
Yeah,
and,
I can see from
I
the
really
like drifting.
did not like the driving in that.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the drifting and that. I'm like, oh, this looks similar to that. So I don't know. Maybe if it comes to a service and I give it a go, because that's always the thing with these driving games.
Yeah.
They, like those bloody Need for Speed games, Dave. I look at them all the time and I think, oh, that looks good, and I'll play it on the service for 5 minutes and go, I hate this driving.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, we shall see on that. But on the same day, sticking to March 26th, we're stuck on March 26th for the rest of the time, I think, boys, at this point. We have Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plush. Meet up in Bellabelle Park. Oh, that is a mouthful to say. Comes out, obviously, on the Nintendo Switch 2. Dave, I believe you like Mario Bros. Wonder.
I do.
Are you upgrading for this, the content and the extra fanciness of it all?
I probably won't because it's mostly multiplayer stuff. There is some single player stuff, but probably not enough to justify 15 quid. If you haven't played Mario Wonder, I do highly recommend getting this version. But yeah, I've played the game a lot already. Really, really like it. But yeah, I probably don't need. It's one of those, much like the Mario Party upgrade, where the content isn't quite justifiable, to be honest with you, for the price.
No, I think for someone like me who hasn't played the game originally, it's quite attractive. She's like, oh, I could get it. This is going to look fancier. That's nice. That's what you want, right?
And you can play the Rosalina now as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an option. But yeah, the actual stuff they're adding, I guess, is not really for us.
No.
And I think Penky, you've already played it, right? And I think
Yeah, we've played
it
it.
was quite kind of.
I
mid to
preferred the
okayish,
Sonic
right?
game that year.
Yeah, I remember. So I can't imagine you'll be going back for that.
No, I won't be getting back to that.
And then I'm looking now, and the only other thing worth note, you do have that Legacy of Kain game, Gabe. And is this the new one? Is this
Yes.
some sort of
This is
new
a
thing?
2D pixel side-scrolling game.
Okay.
Looks a lot better than the other one that was announced at the same state of play. It came out and did
Published by
badly.
Crystal Dynamics, apparently.
Yep, that's who originally made the Legacy of Kain games. Then the Silicon
Okay.
Knights. So it's a series they've gone back to. Yeah, it's cool that we're getting one. If I ever get round to catching up with the series, maybe I'll get that. But yeah, what I will have to again, Greg, you're letting me down this one. Virtua Fighter 5. It's coming to Switch 2 for 15 quid. That's tempting. And Mega Man Star Legacy Collection.
Yeah,
I like the Star Fox games. They're real fun. What was you going to say, Pinky?
I was going to say Mike was getting upset from Game Mess. He didn't mention Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection.
They're good games. Good games. I probably wouldn't buy them on anything that isn't handheld, but it's interesting to see it's on the Xbox One and the PS4. So that's interesting. But yeah, Legacy of Kain going to be great.
It's weird because the new Legacy of Kain game is missing PS4 and Xbox One, but the remaster, I believe, is coming to PS4 and Xbox One. So
I suppose the remaster was a PS2 game, wasn't it? I suppose, but pixel art doesn't necessarily mean it can run on bad hardware. As you said from your Steam
it's on
Fest.
Switch. Well, it's on Switch One.
Switch One has way quicker loading than a PS4 and an Xbox One. 'Cause it's not hard drive, is it, on the Switch?
No.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's the month, boys. It's
Good
not
month.
a bad March, I
No.
don't think. Pengy's got about 17 things pre-ordered by the sound of it.
I not that many, but I do have like 4 or 5 pre-ordered, and there's a few other bits and pieces. And like how you said, Steam Next Fest has helped me. I'm like, right, 1348 X-Vote, oh, that is definitely off the list. That is not getting played any more than those 20 minutes, or whatever I played.
Nice.
No.
Much for you,
No,
Craig.
save you some
I look
money.
at this other than Planet of Lana, but again, that's a Game Pass game, isn't it? If you're going to play that.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of stuff where it's just like, oh, I see it on reviews and maybe try at some point. I don't know if there's a lot that I'm like, rushing out to. Well, I've got to have that pre-order. There's got to be there day one for that.
Yeah, I don't think
we shall see.
many games you should pre-order at this point, really, right? I think waiting for it to come out is the sensible option for most games nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless you're Chris Pengelling, you've got to have that. There's pre-orders in,
Well, you've got to get the calendar updated. I think in my mind, Pengy's
Yeah.
got like 3 calendars on a wall for like each system, and he's like, right, well, I need to. Well, I've got 6 hours here,
Yeah.
so I need to find a game that's 4 hours long, so I can have a sandwich when I can make it.
So
Well, Resident Evil
work
can't
8
take more
till
than 17.
4 that day. So
Yeah.
let's give myself 45 minutes to get. I've got to have something to eat, don't I? I need to be in bed by 10 o'clock because I'm back working again. So that gives me about 4 hours in between. So
Yeah.
those 4 hours have got to be spent playing this video game here. Because I've already looked up and so has said there's going to be X amount of chapters. And those chapters are going to average out at about half an hour each.
Yeah.
So I can get through about 25% of that game in those 4 hours. Yeah, this is the madness that I think that me and Dave assume goes on with you, Pengy.
Yeah, not exactly.
We're not wrong. We're not wrong. Is what you're saying.
No, he's saying he's not exactly, but he's looking at the calendars now and he knows that it's all out there now.
He's trying to find
There's no
time
hiding
to
it.
fit in 2 Legacy Tech King games. He's going, what can I?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
There'll be another 4 coming out this week. I need to find.
No.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for that, Craig. As always, that's always one of my favourite episodes. If you got this far in the podcast, drop below what you're interested in buying this month, and if you're going to buy Pokopia and become a Pokopian and live life to the fullest. Well, next week, God knows what we'll do next week. If there's no announcements, we might do our games of 2017. That might be next week.
Yeah.
But until then, thank you for watching the podcast, and we will see you next time.
Bye.